Hi neighbors, welcome back to another video of Cooking with Neighbors. My name is Jerry Ellen and today I'm making another Mennonite Amish recipe. My family likes them, I enjoy making them, and I know a lot of you like learning these recipes, so I thought I'd come out with another Mennonite community cookbook recipe. It's not a vintage recipe, the cookbook isn't that old, so I don't want to really call it a vintage cookbook or a vintage video, a cooking recipe. But I'm sure that this recipe has been around for a long time. It is submitted by a lady out in Manitoba, Canada. So that's out in the prairie provinces. And a lot of the Mennonite community that are out there are from Germany, and where I'm at in Ontario, a lot of them came up from Pennsylvania. So that's just a little bit of a background for you is all. So, one second, the doggy wants to go out. I hope you don't mind hearing a little bit of barking in the background. She quite enjoys the snow for a few minutes at a time, and she goes in and out, and she tries to get the other dogs to bark that are on the other side of the fence. They're more well-behaved outside than Harrietta. Anyway, the recipe calls for 3/4 of a pound. I have a pound. That's how I package up my ground beef. I have actually 451 grams, so it's basically a pound. Turn that down a wee little pad. How are y'all been? I hope everybody is doing fine. We're going to get a lot of snow over the next few days. I am filming this actually a few days before you'll see it. So we'll have the snow by the time this gets put up. I'm going to add the recipe. Calls for 2 tablespoons of the chopped up onion. I'm assuming small because I'm making 12 pasties. And 2 tablespoons of green bell pepper and a tablespoon of celery, all diced up kind of fine. I went with just a tad more because I have a tad more beef. It says to put it in while you're browning the beef. Some salt, pepper, and get that in there. I have a non-stick pan, and my beef is pretty lean, but I don't think I'll have to add oil because the pan seems to be doing okay. During the week, I shouldn't say next week, over the next little bit. I was going to do actually a recipe from New Brunswick, but Grain may be getting back to work soon, so I'm going to be making some pasties, putting them in the freezer, and then for him for work I could take them out and get them for his lunch and stuff. So that's why I'm doing this one today. For other seasonings for this, calls for oregano and basil. And it says a teaspoon of each. And I'm also going to be adding, after it browns up a bit, or after it's browned up, some barbecue sauce. Just breaking this up. Tiny pieces to fit in the pasties better. This is not like a traditional type of pasty, but it's going to be good. I like making pasties. It's a different dough than what I normally make too. I'm going to go get the ingredients ready for the dough while that's browning. Okay, that's all browned. I'm going to add barbecue sauce. And because I just have a little bit more ground beef, I'm just going to go, it calls for 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. I went 2.5 tablespoons. Because you don't want your pasties to be wet. You don't want a soggy dough, but you don't want the meat to get dry. So the onions and the celery and the bell pepper and the barbecue sauce to help keep it kind of moistened. onto the dough. Onto the dough, you know. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of butter. That's salt. I mix it through. 1 second. I'm going to get out my pastry cutter. It's cold, the butter. Got my pastry cutter. Cut that butter in there. Or you can use a fork. You can use 2 knives, cut it up, get little pebbles throughout the flour. Just like you're making a pie crust. Yeah, it's not the dough I normally make, but I know it's going to be good. How can it not be? It already sounds delicious. It's not a hard recipe. I'm going to wash my hands again because I know I'm going to get my hands in there. Still some bigger pieces. Cut it up a little better. And you're going to use about 7 tablespoons up to, it says, of milk. I'm going to start off with 4. You want it to form a dough. And you're going to feel it with your hands. And if you need more, you need more. You want it to come together. And if 7 tablespoons doesn't do that for you, add a bit more. The dough is going to be soft. 2 more. It's good with the 9, I think. 9 tablespoons. I got a silicone mat. You can use the lightly floured clean surface. And it says to divide your dough in 4, and then you're going to roll out a circle, a large one or whatever. Then we're going to cut out 6-inch rounds. Want them thin like pie. I put a tablespoon and a half. I can see why they said a tablespoon now. Okay, a few of these. Prick it with a fork in the top. Make sure it's good and closed. My bowl is about 6 inches. Cut around. Or a tablespoon of filling. I'm going to put a tablespoon and a half. You can add a little bit of cheese if you want. Fold it on over. Press it down. Prick the top. Make little air holes. Seal it. You can cover your dough, but I'm just covering my dough so it doesn't dry out on me.
I just been dusting them with a little bit of flour.
I normally do something like this. I would put like a tiny little bit of dab of butter on that. But it has the barbecue sauce, so should be good.
So I got myself a little cocktail fork because I think that it just looks a little bit better when it's sealed. And a lot of them I started brushing with a little bit of milk just to help seal them.
It doesn't say this, but I got a little bit of milk in that, so I'm just going to give them a little tap. Some milk. That's what my dad would do. If my dad would do it, then it's okay for me to do it. Oven is preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius, give or take. Pop these in. Just tidying up And yeah, hubby might be getting back to work earlier than what we thought. So I'm going to be doing a couple of prep type of meals for his lunches. Prep meals for his lunches, but I'm going to be starting to do my dinner for twos. So if you're interested in that, don't forget, you want to subscribe and ring the notification bell. If you like recipes like this, leave a like, share it out on your social media, tell a friend if you think they might like it, or a family member. Share, share, share. Sharing is caring. Laundry and dishes. My theory on that. You add water, it grows. I gotta wipe down my top of my stove and everything. So, while that's in the oven, I just wanted to come on while we're waiting, and I'm going to show you what they look like and cut one open or whatever. And I'll let you know how long it took. And I'll let you know how long the recipe said to do it and how long my oven took. I hope you're all doing well. I hope that the winter has not given you the blues. I hope that it's not made you too ill with all the flus and stuff. And if you did get ill or do have any kind of illness or pain, I just want you to know that I pray for all my YouTube family. I pray for your happiness, your wellness. You blessed me, and I want you to feel blessings as well. It's only fair, isn't it? It's only fair. So I have the little prayer that I say for y'all, and ones that need that extra bit of prayer, I write down the names and I say them so that at least that's something I can do for you, because you do a lot for me. You do so much for me, more than you know. I'll get my little spray bottle. Spray this. I like my Uncle Georgie, my mother's brother. Man, clean stove like that man could clean a stove. And he always said, when you're cooking and after you cook, bake, whatever you're doing, it's a stovetop, oven, whatever, wipe it all down, clean it up, and make it a lot easier that you don't end up with too much of a hard mess to clean later. And he'd wipe the door and everything, so I do what my Uncle Georgie did. He taught me that. He was a really nice man. You know, I do like to chit-chat a little bit. So you can skip over the chit-chat. You can just like go with the forward button until you see the food again if you want.
So the recipe suggests around 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. They took around 30, 35 minutes in my oven to get all nice and golden brown like that. I was able to get 12 out of that dough, so it worked out perfect, the amount of dough. I have family members chatting. I'm telling them I'm doing a voiceover, so not to worry, to talk away. And that's the inside of it. And just going to do a tasty poo, and I'm going to tell you what we thought of these in a minute.
My take on it all. It's a bit plain. It's a bit plain. The crust is fine, a little flaky, nice crust, like a pie crust. Very similar to a pie crust. Now the filling. When you're frying it up, if you want to do this recipe, add a bit more seasonings to it, maybe a bit of garlic powder and onion powder. Add a bit more barbecue sauce to it, and then after you put the tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half in each pastry, top it with maybe a little bit of just, a slither of butter and another dollop of barbecue sauce. Then fold it up. Keep it nice and moist and a bit more flavorful. Because I found that it was lacking in flavor, the filling. It tastes fine. It tastes good. Would I make it exactly that way again? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't make it that way again. I would definitely change the filling up a little bit. They're small pasties, so they don't hold a lot of filling. So I would make a larger circle, so I can put more in it and a bit more flavor. That's what I would do. And I'm going to come out with another version of the pinwheel that I did. I was going to already do that, but I didn't want to do it too close to the one I already did. Another version of the pinwheel, and I'm going to come out with a different pasty that I want to share with you that I make, that we quite enjoy and that I need to share after sharing this one, okay? So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Please come back again. I appreciate you all. God bless. Take care. Bye.